Okay, so perfect. We are live now. We're on Facebook. So let's start. Today's topic is something that will affect or already affects a lot of people. So we will start by looking at SDGs. What are SDGs? And it will be presented by me and Nusayba, inshallah. And definitely, you have a lot of chances to ask or express your opinions as well. So, Bismillah, let's start. Okay, Museba, you want to go ahead and start? Okay, so before we move on, that's a very good point. We are trying our best to link SDGs to what's happening right now in our country, Sudan. So a lot of people are saying that there are so many challenges in order to achieve SDGs. So let's take a look at our content or the points that we want to talk about today. So we have the overview and we have the progress status. The third one is the priority. We're talking about peace as priority. And the last one is the call to action. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. There are so many things that you can see here, but before we look at them, what do you think we should think about? So, when we say the word sustainable development goals, what do we actually mean by that? What do you think? Anyone? No one? What about Mihat? I think you know a lot about this. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So this is one of many things that are mentioned here in the SDGs. So I want you to take a look at these photos If you notice one or if you think that one is really important, just share with us. So take a look at the photos closely. You can unmute and speak or just send a message in the chat box and I'll read it. No one wants to participate. Should I nominate? So Aya, what do you think is the most important one here? Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Aya, for participating. What about Lena? Lena, are you here? Can you tell me which one do you think is the most important and why? Mm-hmm. Very good, Lena. Thank you so much. Anyone else wants to participate before I just move on to the next one? Go ahead. Hmm. That's a great point. Thank you so much for participating, Libby's. One last chance before we move on to our next slide. Anyone wants to participate, add, or comment? Hmm. Okay, thank you. So let's go ahead and move on to the next points. Okay. So, history and development. Nusayba, would you like to take this part?
regardless of the so those are 17 goals, interconnected goals. So they are connected to with each other. Like there's no goals which will stand independently or is dependently. So all of them are interconnected, reinforce each other across economic, social, and environmental administrations. Uh, Measurable targets. Uh, Under the 17 goals, there are 169 specific targets with global indicators framework enable tracking progress and accountability. And the most important things about these SDGs leave no one behind. But unfortunately, we still as African, because not that I'm shocked, but I'm personally shocked that we have left behind. We just heard about SDGs in 2025, where like just we are about 5 years for those SDGs, like to have the limit time that they have set to it. Yeah, so the core principle is to ensure development which most vulnerable population first. And this session was it was about to yes to leave no one behind. I can't leave no, all the people, but at least you who I know. So this was a great opportunity to introduce this SDGs to you, and I believe all of you will be also able to share it with your connection or your community, people who live around you. So yeah, with this strategy, we'll maybe we'll not leave no one behind. Over to you, Fayyad.
Very good. Okay, so again, because this is a new concept to most of us, let's stop or pause here for a second. Let's talk to each other. What do we mean, for example, by universal application? So the main idea here is what? Is that this should be applied or this must be applied to all countries, not just 2 or 3 countries. This should be applied to all countries. Do you think this is applicable? Think this is something that's easy to be done? Yes or no, and why? Yes, Mihad?
Okay, I would like to add to what Musaiba said before. Uh, they developed sustainable development goals after the millenniums because they found the developed countries they already achieved the MDGs. Okay, so they have a good health, they have no poverty, no hunger, and etc. So that's why they become from 8 to 17, which there's they add in goals that's more concerned about the developed countries, like environment friendly countries, cities, and clean water, electrical, and something like this, which is related to the developed countries. Because when they are going to be involved in the SDGs, they are going to have something to work on, and the developing countries are going to work on the basic things. So in our situation, we are working on no poverty, health, peace, and like this, and they are working on achieving the green sustainable cities and renewable energy.
Mhm. Very good. Thank you so much, Mihad, for all this insightful information. I would like someone else to participate as well. Do you think this is applicable? Like, can this be applied in almost all countries? If there are some challenges that people or countries might face, what do you think the challenges could be?
Lena, MDGs, it's Millennium Development Goals.
Hmm. Can you just repeat that part, Mihad, again?
It is Millennium Development Goals. The basic goals they started before the SDGs, and they were started in 2000 till 2015.
Hmm. Like, were these successful in all countries? Like, I'm asking about the first part. It should be universal. Like, all countries should have the same. Go ahead, Asrar.
I don't think that these goals will be the same at all countries because there is differences in the economic status of the countries and their thinking. Also, some countries they think about their country, and others they think about themselves. They don't want to develop the country itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they don't want to help others. I think this is true in some places, yeah?
Yes, countries they have this.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, the last one, leave no one behind. Again, I do believe that this is really important, but again, different circumstances, different what? Different countries. So, what are the five P's? What are the five P's or the five pillars? Pillars is what? Is just like if you want to build something, you need to make sure that you have strong foundation. So these are the foundation or the five pillars of what? Of the SDGs. So the first one is people first. You always need to think about what? To put people first. You need to focus on ending poverty and hunger, which is something that a lot of people are facing, and you need to ensure that they what they are equal, equality for all. The second one is protect the planet. We tend to forget that the planet also is suffering from the things that we are doing. We're using a lot of harmful, like even the cars, the carbon dioxide. When it comes to using plastic as well, a lot of plastic waste is thrown in the ocean, and this affects animals, sea animals, or even the wildlife animals as well. The third one, the prosperity promotion, we need to like look at human beings, are they, as they are human beings, we need to fulfill lives through what? Through progress. And this progress is represented in economic and technological as well. Peace is something that everyone should have the right to what? To live peacefully with no fear, with no violence. And the last one is the partnership. So goals can be achieved through what? Through a global partnership. Like one hand cannot what? Cannot clap. So we need two hands and more to benefit and get the best. Any comments or questions in this section before we move on?
Yeah, I want to add the awareness for the community also. So we just in Sudan we lost awareness because they know what you need, they know what they following. So the awareness is very important. So we need that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for participating, Mohammed. Anyone else would like to add anything to this? Okay, no one else. We will move on now to the next part. These are the goals. If you take a look at them, number one, are they in order?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the first one is no poverty. The first one is no poverty. The second one is zero hunger. Third one is good health and well being, and so on. Why is no poverty number one? Why is this so important? Yes, Albarra?
I think if the person of if the society is poor, it can't to do or to perform the steps to achieve the all goals. That's in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's a very good and a strong point from you, Al-Barra. Thanks for sharing. And anyone else would like to add to what Al-Barra just mentioned or have a different comment?
I want to say that I agree with Al-Bara. I think poverty is a huge problem, and it's considered as a first step to achieve the other goals. If we demolish the poverty, we can achieve the other goals, I think, yeah.
Okay, good. Yes, Asrar, go ahead.
I think poverty, no poverty first, to get rid of diseases and to build a good health for people and also to save their lives from being dead.
Okay, that's also an important topic because if people are poor, that means the health is not well, and even the food that they're eating, where they live, all of these things affect their health. So poverty affects lots of things. Thanks for mentioning this, Asrar. Yes, Aya?
I couldn't agree more with Barra. Really, the poverty is the major problem which faces us. Poverty causes the hunger. Poverty causes the illness. With poverty, we can't pay for a good energy to get a health energy and clean and suitable ways. That's my point.
Thank you so much for participating. Aya, that's a good one. Let's go with Lena. Go ahead, Lena.
I think poverty means there is not enough resources.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when we don't have enough resources, we can't achieve the remaining goals.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Lena. Any other participations? We have Umar. Go ahead, Umar.
Hello, everybody. Hope you are doing great. Uh, as for me, I guess non-poverty related with sustainability, like when we are able to satisfy the very basic needs of our lives, so there will be stability in our lives. So we are able to look forward to achieve other goals, which are healthcare and all the other goals. That's what I think.
Okay, thank you so much, Umar, for participating. Any other comments, ideas that you would like to add before we move on to our next slide?
Just I want to highlight what all you have mentioned, guys. Like, yeah, it is 100% right, especially when it comes to poverty. But for me, I want to say peace should be the first, as someone has highlighted the last session. Each goal matters, but peace is the glue. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think that's a great point, but if you ask me, I don't know. I cannot put them in order. I can't say this is the most important or this is the second most or the last. I think they need to be like integrated. So, for example, if you look at no poverty and zero hunger, both of them affect good health, right? Number four as well, quality education. This also affects how people think, affects how people work as well, and how they treat the society, wildlife, planet, sea life, everything. If people understand their actions, if you do something, that means there is an impact. It might be a positive impact or it might be a negative impact as well. But if you are aware of what you're doing and the impacts, so that means you will do well, right? So I think education also plays a role. If you ask me, I can't say this is the first, this is the second, or this is the third. I think most of them, they need to work like interchangeably together to achieve what? To achieve a better life. Yes, that's some money.
I think some country like Sudan he has a resource, but he can't use it. I don't know. Uh, I don't know, but some country it has a resource, but he can't use it. Why I don't know, but I think have issues like war or
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Samani, for participating. Let's give Al Barra a chance. Yes, Al Barra.
Okay, yeah, I agree with this, Samani. One of Sudan's problems is how to management the huge resources. Sudan, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, has a great number of resources. For example, growing minerals. MashaAllah, Rahman, Sudan full of resources, but I think there is a misleadership of these resources.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. And Mihad, would you like to say anything?
I would like to say that the order that are put in the goals, this is the order that the countries are working on them. So yeah, they are working on from the beginning. So you can't have a country achieve the 17th goal without achieving the first goal. You can't achieve the 10th goal without achieving the fourth goal. This is the order. Yeah, they are working together to achieve all of them, but they are starting with the first one, second, third, till the end. And you can have in the nation countries they are working on the 14th goal, 15th goals, while other countries are working in the first goal.
Okay.
And it's not about resources, it's about how you're going to achieve this because there's some countries and a lot of countries in our nation they don't have resources, but they are achieving goals very well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So thank you so much for explaining, Mihad. She mentioned that all of them, they are connected, they work together, but this is the order that you need to work on or you need to follow in order to achieve the higher ones. Yeah. Okay, so SDGs
Please.
accountability. Yes, who wants to say something? Go ahead.
Yes. I want to ask about what Samani and Al said about the challenges or the problems in our country, Sudan. Why we can't um, achieve this goal? What is the main challenge from your point of view?
I think Samani gave details. He mentioned that there are lots of problems. There is misleadership as well, or we don't know how to extract these like minerals and resources. We don't know how to manage that well. So this is a very long topic. Like if we started talking about this, I think we need 2 or 3 more hours in order to mention like all of them. But the main thing or the major issue, it's clear for us that we have a lot of issues that we need to work on. Yeah. Okay. So SDGs accountability. Who? Nusaiba, can you take over this one?
Okay, thank you, Fayad. So, as there is accountability, who is responsible about achieving those goals? Who held this responsibility or accountability? It is just the government, private sector? No. All of us are accountable for this. Governments, private sector, civil society, communities, academia, media, donors. IFS, it is, okay, I can't remember, but I will drop what is IFS in the chat. Every everyone in terms of behavior change. Yes, every person in this planet are responsible about SDGs. It is not just because there is someone has set those SDGs and tell us we have to achieve them. No, because we really as human being, there's like, yes, there's someone has come and highlight those things, but what I want to say that from inside of us, from deep of us, we have to think about how we can like live in a better planet, or better I don't know, better, how to live a better life, to live a better life, how to enhance our life, improve our lives. And this starts like on those SDGs has highlighted the most important things. So we can use it as a tool to to achieve what we really are. Like all of us now, people, we are trying to improve our lives, right? But we can use those SDGs as tool for improvement. Yes, and most countries now report progress via voluntary national review. By 2025, 190 of 193 countries presented at least once, showing a broad commitment, like we are committed to achieve those SDGs. But unfortunately, the implementation, like it is not in that high rate, and we will see that on the next slide. Yeah, and this is the accountability book. I put the link, and when we will share the presentation later, you can have a look at it. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So any questions about this part before we move on to the next one? Questions or comments? Okay, so if you don't have a question, I do. So why do you think the implementation is uneven? Why? Just quick examples. Unmute, say one example, or give me a quick reason. Yes, Abdullah?
I have a question. Uneven means unequal.
You could say that, yes. Like in some countries, the implementation level, for example, is really high, and in others, it's low. So uneven. They are unequal. Yes.
Okay. Also, I have another question
Go
about your
ahead.
question. You mean the community members, for example, government individuals, or from country to country?
I don't mean anyone. I'm asking in general. What do you think? What are the reasons? Just give me a quick reason or two. You can say like two words. So, for example, you can say um, citizens awareness. They're not aware of what they're doing, or they harming the like the wildlife or the sea life or whatever. You can say something like this.
Okay. Yeah. The rules of do the SGDS is uneven because the resource, the facilities is differ from one sector to another. But although it's uneven, but it's integrate with each other.
Okay, good point, Abra. Thank you for participating. I think Lemise wants to add something.
Yes, I do believe it's multifactorial issue. First, I think it's in the personal level, we have to have a responsibility to think about the all good that benefit the all community, not just your own oneself. Then it's and at the same time we need a framework set by the government, the authorities to ensure that we maximize the benefits. So I think it's have multi levels to work on it. So maybe it will start from the citizen, and maybe it's problem from the government. Maybe in Sudan we have uh, good resources and good qualifications, but there is governmental issue, so we can't put those skills and abilities to good use. So yeah, it's big problem. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, nice insights. Thanks for sharing. Okay, I think we can go ahead and move on for this one. Okay, so here there are so many questions also to be asked. So why is progress limited? That's a question. So why is the improvement since 2024 is just a slight improvement? And the percentage is only 17% of targets were on track. So here you can look at the third one, which is the key challenges. These are the key challenges. Take a look at them. Poverty, hunger, health, education. What are those numbers? Poverty is number.
Which number you mean?
Which number? Like, should I go back?
Ah, okay, the goals.
Yeah. So poverty is number.
Number one,
Hunger.
2, 3, 4.
You see?
Yeah, so the
These are the
countries that are
key
favorable
challenges.
to achieving the main goals.
Yeah. So what do you think about this? Progress is limited.
Uh,
There is slight improvement, no improvement whatsoever. It's just 17%. And the key challenges, like the main challenges, are the first numbers. Number one, two, three, four. So what do you think?
I think, as Mihad said previously, it's how to say it. So the first one are the most important one, and we can't do anything without achieving them. So it's prove her insight. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And this is so tiring, right? Thinking about this or trying to like achieve this with minimum resources or minimum planning. Like this is tough. It's hard. It's really hard. Okay, let's take a look at the last one. It's peace. This word is a huge word. Peace enables progress. Okay? If you take a look at the points mentioned, it says conflict reverses gains across all goals. So, what do we mean by this? It means that if your percentage was 60 or 70%, and then a conflict arose, like a conflict started in a country, so it reverses. It starts from 70%, it goes down to 50%. If conflict is still is happening, it goes way what way less. So from 50% it goes to 30 to 20 and it keeps going less. So peace is important. Peace enables what? Enables progress. So again, every time that you look at them, you feel that all of them are important. Any questions or comments about this part before moving on to the next one? Yes, Mihad?
Okay, I would like to say, peace. It's very important pillar, and it was one of the 5 pillars because, as we said, the Sustainable Development Goals are working on the all nation. So there is the developed countries, they are supporting the developing countries and low middle income countries by giving them fund to achieving these goals. Okay, so this is why the UNs they are going to, like, every year they are giving Sudan vaccination, support money, and a lot of things to achieve the goals. Now when we don't have a peace, This has become more difficult for the UN agencies organization to enter Sudan to give support to the people. So they can't risk by their employee and their money because they can't reach, they have difficulties to reach the people to achieving for them the minimum things that they need for living. So poverty, food, shelter, water, and etc. This is why the peace. Without peace, they are giving money, but they can't see it. So they are giving millions of dollars every year for Sudan, but due to the war, we can't see improvement in our Sudan overall. Even that we have our own money, but we don't use it, unfortunately. But we can't see what the organization, what they are working in the real life, because there's no development. Because the war, they are destroying everything that we made and we are going to make, and all money is going to just only going to feed people, nothing more.
Hello guys, I'm the only one who can't hear anything.
Yeah, me too. I can hear.
You can't hear? Oh my god, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
I was speaking. I swear I was speaking. Oh my god. Okay. So I will go again. So here we have key sector challenges. Now you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Alhamdulillah.
clear.
Okay, so we have the key sector challenges. The first one is escalating conflicts. What I mean by this is that there are many incidents, not just one incident. And the more these incidents happen, the more violent they are. So if you remember, for example, the start of the war, or it's not actually a war, it's a civil conflict. Some people say it's civil, some people say it's war. We don't want to look at the terms here, but there is a conflict happening. So when it started, it wasn't the same as today. Today it's actually really violent. What they're doing doesn't make any sense. And it exceeded, or it's not even like human. You can't even think about it, right? There is no sense. There are no reasons to what's happening right now. So this is one of the key sector challenges. Incidents, not one, many incidents, and the more they happen, the more violent they are. Okay. The second one is what? Is the fragile justice systems. So if you remember, we had many things happening in the last few years before all of these things have started. One example is the theft. If you're walking down the street, you're holding your phone, people can snatch the phone from you. And this was happening for a long time. If we had a strong system or a strong justice system that works or deals with these issues, then what? Then we wouldn't have these challenges, right? The third one is something that I can change the word from underinvestment to misinvesting. Like the money is going somewhere it shouldn't go to. We already don't have sufficient funding, but I think it goes to what? To areas that it's not supposed to go to. And the last one, the data gaps. We we started at some point listening to what's happening from people, not from organizing or not from collecting data. If you remember, we had an issue about the USD exchange rate in Sudan. You used to trust the dealers more than trusting the bank. So we also have a major issue when it comes to this as well. Okay, so this part, any questions or any additions, comments before we move on? Okay, Nusayba, would you like to add anything here? Okay, thanks, Nusayba. Okay, anyone else would like to add anything? Okay, thank you. Anyone else who would like to talk? Anything? Okay, good. Financing gap issues. Let's go ahead. Developing countries shortfall 4 trillion. Can you take a look at this word? This is trillion, not a million, not a billion, It's a trillion. 4 trillion annual investment gap limits the SDG progress in developing nations. And the second one, the pressure or the debt service pressure. So the high debt payments crowd out essential social spending for sustainable development goals. All of this, if you take a look at them, they're what they are talking about the problems that people face. And if you look at the last one, the crisis, we've had like the COVID like affected almost a lot of people. And this also affected the SDG progress at the same time. Yeah. Okay, Nusayba, would you like to add anything at this part? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so thank you also for adding this. Anyone else would like to participate before moving on?
Going to take and work on the crisis also.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. I think Al Barra wants to participate, yes?
This loan, many countries fail to fight in the center time, so that it will double, triple, and increase hugely. I think it's one of the factor that affect in the financial issues. And thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's a good point. Yes, thank you, Al Barra. And anyone else would like to add or comment before moving on? All good? Okay, perfect. So, next point, I think this is Nusayba. Let's go. I have moved already. I think you can't see it. Just 1 second. Conflict reverses progress.
through social media. So if those people are not alive, if those people don't have the right to live, how we can talk about other SDGs, how we can talk about poverty, how we can talk about hunger, health, and others. There is no person to to enjoy those rights or enjoy those SDGs or even to implement those SDGs. So peace should be a priority for all of us or over the SDGs. Yes, we like in any discussion before we talk about any uh, because before we talk about any agenda of the SDGs, we have to talk about peace. Yes, because people are dying. How we can talk about the sustainability of the environment? Who will enjoy that sustainability of the environment if people are dying somewhere else? Yeah, maybe some countries are living on peace, but what about others? We have to think about them because they also are human beings. They also like us. We all like this. The problem it is like more about the ethnic, is ethnic problem, or we called it like inequality, where uh, some people have the right to live and others don't have. So yeah, it's also a kind of inequality. So we have to bring this on board, and we have to bring peace on board. Next slide, please, Fayad.
Okay.
So, as I said, no development without peace. Conflict reverse progress. Violence undermines poverty reduction, education, health, and diverse record displacement levels. Protection first. Yes, protection should be the first. Demand uh, ceasefires, humanitarian corridors, and accountability for civilians attacks. Justice enable development. Yes, we have to look at legal aid and reduce uh, pretorial detention, and transparent courts build trust. Fund prevention, redirect resources from crisis response to community-based building and early warning system. So, and as I said, all of us are held accountable to this. All of us, we can do, even like as Lemi said, one post in social media could make difference. Next slide.
Okay.
اوكي بدي بنقلب اكيد
So,
والله ما
mhm.
اخذتها خلاص ذاك
Okay. Albara muted himself and he doesn't know, but it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, conflict reverse SDGs gains. This is a lot of things here. I don't want to go deep, but let me just highlight the headers. Conflict destroy progress of this because of the violence, and we are seeing what's happening now in fashion and many other countries. Record-breaking violence, and okay, guys, you can go through it. But as I said, just the headers and justice system falling, and lastly, peace enables development. Yes, again and again and again, peace, peace, peace. We have to focus on peace. We have all of us. We have to be a peace builder by way or another. We can use the skills that we have to advocate for peace. Yeah. I think next slide is the last for me, Fayad. Let me see. No, I'm here. Don't worry. Okay, evidence-based peace levers, violence reduction, invest in conflict prevention, community peace committees and protection service to reduce civil harm. So we have to invest more in reduce the violence. We have to empower the committees or the peace builders, because yes, peace builders and people who are trying to build the peace are facing a lot of violence, and they don't have the enough support. So we can support them with that post in social media. Okay, justice for all. Cut partial detention, expand legal aid, and digitize case tracking for improving fairness. Yes, we need justice, because there's many people like I don't even want to mention names, but those people have to go to the court. And the fairness, yes, we need the fairness. Yeah. So the next one is anti-corruption measures. Yeah, some people escape from courts just because of corruption. So we have to bring anti-corruption measures on board. Lastly, inclusive institutions. We have to strengthen independent human rights institution and ensure women's participation in peace processes. This, I think, is not I think, I believe it is ongoing initiative, and yes, we have to elaborate it more, we have to empower it more, we have to participate on it more. All of us women, we are here, and we have to also advocate in our small communities and our small meetings. Yeah, even in those like small chatting with friends. Yes, we have to advocate for peace as women. Fayyad, I leave this to you.
maybe that's a stupid question, but I think why who do this SGC say for the 17th girls? I think is that this is the right. يعني, it's the right for me. It's not the girls. Many countries said and we will achievement. It's right. You must do that because you are leaders. Can understand me clearly? يعني, I see this with all. Really, I don't know anything about this. I go to and search about this, and this week I thinking what they did, what they say, what did they say? Girls. It's right. It's not girls. I'm just thinking about this. This is my question. Why the developed countries say the 17th is they are girls, but on the other hand, it is right for